You're not going to believe who I have on today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to make you think. Today is Straight Talk with Laura Foster. She's a world traveler, she's a triathlete, and many other things. But mainly, she's a good friend of mine. And let me give you just a quick intro to her to give you an idea of who she is. And then we're going to bring her in. So,
Holistic scaffolding was given to you from the universe. What is it? It is a framework, it is a technology, if you will. It pulls together ancient wisdom from our ancestors. And once you learn it, you have it for the rest of your life. What does it do? You're going to spend time on different platforms of the holistic scaffolding, and it will enable you to shed your human's bullshit programming and conditioning, to come into alignment with your true self. That's where you're going to be able to design a life for you, by you, and one that you absolutely love.
and here she is.
Hello, hello. I'm so honored to be here.
Wow, this is a long time in the making, but just right on time.
Yes,
Right on
yes.
time, Laura. Uh, we met under some pretty incredible circumstances. I know through a mutual friend of ours who we love, who's no longer with us.
Yes.
But he left us together, and it's just such an honor to have you here. Now, Souls, but you're founder of Souls Healing Humanity. You all kind of saw that TikTok. Her and I both are on TikTok, so you can follow her on TikTok, and then also your Souls Healinghumanity.com. Yeah,
Correct. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
We'll
yes.
we'll get that in there. So,
Mhm.
um, I think a great way to start is through that TikTok we just did. Okay. Um, I think a lot of things, of course, I agree. Every time I see one of your TikToks, it actually makes me kind of crack up because it's like, wow, we're talking the same thing. Only the difference is you say it with a different energy a different energy because you have
Right.
your own energy. So I guess my first question is, you run barefoot?
I
Where
do.
where did
I
that come
do.
from?
You know what? It's a very long story, but I have to say that shedding my shoes about 7 years ago was one of the greatest decisions of my life because it helped me realize the programming I was living with. So in my community, when I talk to people, I will ask them, "What's your fucking shoe that you're still putting on?" It's that programming. We've all had it, so don't feel bad about it. So yes, I do run barefoot. I'm actually a barefoot triathlete, and I was out running barefoot this morning. So
That goes back to with me and grounding. So in a way, that's really what we're supposed to do is we're supposed to ground to the earth. I my backyard is full of gravel, and I had to literally dig up to get to the ground.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so that's how I ground. And then also the animals, the dogs, the cats, they roll. They have some
Mhm.
dirt there to roll. And then
Yeah.
also I have a grounding mat
Mhm.
that I'm barefoot. I actually am not barefoot right now, but no, but normally
Mhm.
I'm actually barefoot. So I haven't gotten to that place of running on the ground like you. So tell us about being a triathlete and what that actually entails.
It actually, I've done 4 half Ironman events. So those are like a mile and a quarter open water swim, 56 miles on your bike, and then you run a half marathon, which is 13.1 miles. So, but yeah, so I've done 4 of those. But I, you know, my mission is it's just not about me. It is about it's about the beautiful humans out there that you're still living as you've been programmed. I was programmed in a sleep for many, many years. Similar to your journey, Michael, we were very obese and very unwell.
Right.
And, you know, we were both, like you said, we're both on the same mission to help people free themselves from their self-imposed prisons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. And so, now I have this ongoing joke here. So this is me. Okay. This is me in 2007, 350 pounds. All right. Here's me today. Okay. So
Yeah.
yes. So my joke is, well, I'm a Gemini. Okay. So that means I'm twins. So I decided I needed to carry a whole nother weight. So if you split that, that's 275-pound men. Okay?
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
Yes. So part of that was blending, okay, coming together of, not needing that anymore, not, and so that's the whole thing about this soul healing is about for
Mhm.
you have to heal your soul. But
Yeah.
first you got to admit,
Yeah.
I'm a dumb. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I
Yeah.
was a smarty smart, but then I realized I'm a dummy dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. And I literally did not have my awakening until I
Mhm.
was, well, it was in my late 40s, but really in my 50, when I turned
Mhm.
50, I decided I'm leaving Ford, took an early retirement, and I'm going to go find my soul. And I'm
Yeah.
going to I'm going to find the creator. I am going to become one
Yeah.
one with me first, one with
Yes.
spirit. Okay. And so the journey has just been, it's been tough. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not the easy road. You know, you have to know how to, you got to be almost a professional athlete, here, as you
Yeah.
get older. And so I think you're double nickel. Are you double nickel?
Yes, I am
Yeah.
55. I'll
Yeah.
be
Okay.
56 in September.
Yeah. So 55 is a great balance
Mhm.
age. It's a great, I remember 57. Okay. I'll be 67 next month. And,
Wow.
yeah,
You look incredible. I thought you were my age, so I had no idea.
thank
That's
you.
amazing.
Yes, I still get carded. I cannot believe I was in the buying tequila and they asked me for my ID and I'm like, well, thank you. Thank you. That means that, you must think I'm 40 because you have to, if you don't look 40,
Right.
you got to get their ID. So I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't know how to express it. So,
Mhm.
so was becoming an athlete, was that the thing that made you decide I'm going to shed the pounds?
Well, and I think in my book, Fed Up, Not Fucked Up, I call these moments of change because we all have them, and what you do with them is up to you. But one of my profound moments of change is I watched my parents die at very early ages from the same freaking lifestyle I was living and watching them decline and go out. I remember I drew my line in the sand and I said, I'm not fucking going out like that. And I became a vegetarian. I'm now vegan, and there's no judgment at all. I don't care what people eat. It just happened to work for my body. And I ramped up my exercise. But I mean, I was already just like my parents. I had type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, debilitating depression. I slept with the CPAP machine. I had, I mean, at my early 40s, I was already just miserable and dying. I mean, yeah. So that was a profound moment of change that started to wake me up.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And what a gift.
What a gift. I want
Mhm.
to, I want to show another TikTok of you.
Sure.
hold on a second here. This is kind of I think it's a kind of a, yeah, let's do this real quick. Hold on, let me set it up just 1 second. I got to get me out of there. I got to get Mike. Let's get you out of there. We already have a star here. So
Oh,
yeah.
you're just as much as a star. We all are.
Yes, and that's the beauty of it. So
Mhm.
let me just show this one real quick. Well, come on. There we go. All right.
How much bullshit is holding you back in your life? This is Laura Foster with Souls Healing Humanity, and yeah, you're joining me on my barefoot run. Have you registered for my free bullshit bag mini course? Links in the bio. All right, this is like bouncing around, so I'm going to pause for a second so it doesn't drive you completely crazy. This message may be for you. I invite you to come into awareness. When you first saw my bare feet and I told you I'm out for a barefoot run, yeah, I'm a barefoot triathlete, I want you to notice what your human was saying. Were you saying things like, wow, that's cool, but I can never do that? First of all, if you're telling yourself that, you're right. Whatever you're telling yourself is true. The second thing is, what kind of judgment are you having? Yeah, that's bullshit. It's part of the programming. Yeah, it absolutely is part of the programming. Now, I always invite you to explore your human programming. That's the purpose of the Bullshit Bag mini course. Also, that's the purpose of Fed Up Not Fuck Up, which is a full-blown online course, 22 lessons that's really going to restart your life so you can take back your power and you can become anything you fucking want to be. Until next time, I love all you people.
That's awesome.
I'm
I had,
definitely a silly one. And I do want to mention to the listeners that my website is still under construction. So the only thing that is available, and it's actually free, is the Take Back Your Power workbook. And that link is in my bio on TikTok. But I don't want to mislead people because my website's under construction. So
yeah, just like we're all under construction. My website.
we are.
We all
know.
are, and that's a great point. See, we all are under construction. You never reach the end. It's
Yeah.
continuing this process.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One of the things with people, I think I can speak for Laura. If you're not ready, you probably shouldn't come to us yet. It's when you're ready, because what's going to happen is we cut through the BS. Anyone who comes to me, and I've helped a lot of people, and so has Laura. If you're not ready, now maybe you have to come to see whether or not you're ready or not. Okay. But the whole thing is you have to say, I'm ready.
Absolutely.
I'm ready.
Yes.
You have to make that decision.
Yeah.
You have to ask that question. Okay. So on one of your TikToks, you said it was an I am, it was I am. You did that not too long ago. So what it did was it brought me to this profound thing on that. So I think I made a comment, and I was going to do a TikTok on your thing, and it was like, I am great. Okay. So if you're going to say I am great, but see, now the first thing you have to say is, am I great? You have to ask that question to yourself before you can say I am. So it's always the question, writing the question. You see the TikTok we just showed was lighting. It's the question.
Yeah.
We're going to give you the questions, but usually the answer is in the question.
Yeah. And the answer, and that is a big principle in Souls Healing Humanity and people that are in my community. I say it all the time. I'm not your next fucking guru. I want you to become your own guru. That is the purpose of the holistic scaffolding. It is free. It is the technology and framework, But like Michael's saying, is you need to be ready for that, because the only one that can do your work is you. And the base platform of holistic scaffolding is awareness. So coming into that awareness of what you're regularly telling yourself. And yeah, if you're telling yourself, you know what? Oh man, I'm just a fuck up. You know what? Yeah, you are. I mean, sorry. I mean, I just fucking give it to you straight with no fucking chaser. Because if that's what you're telling yourself, that's what you are creating for yourself. But if you're getting up and you're saying, you know what? I am an amazing God. I'm an amazing goddess. You're going to be creating that for yourself. So yeah, it's pretty incredible.
So the whole thing is, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to take your head out of the sand? Okay. Now, you know what? A lot of people, I know that you're comfortable with that. You don't want to know. And that's okay. You can stay as stuck as you want. But one day you're gonna come into awaken, and it's gonna literally knock you on your behind to
Right.
let you know that you have to have the question. You're gonna have to come up with the question. What's wrong with me? How do I get better? Why am I stuck in the past and the future? Why do I not live in the present? What is stopping me? What is
Right.
stopping me? And so
Yeah.
with Soul's Heal, it's a great name. Soul Healing Humanity.
Yes.
Okay. This is something that we've been called to. This is why I wanted Laura. I want you to come on, more as we go down the road here, because this is a year like no other that we're in. This is a year, between the two of us, we've got about 100 and I don't even want to say many years between the two of us. We probably got 130 years.
Yeah.
So the combined with that, that experience, and it's okay, kids, I know you have lots of knowledge. You all know how to work the computers. You have had this immense amount with the internet that has allowed you to just gather so much information. But what you're missing is experience.
And if I can pop in there, you're
Yep.
exactly right. It is a lot of knowledge and it's a lot of information. And another one of my things I've done for the community, if you break apart information, it is to keep you in form, in your programming, in line, do as you're told, follow the rules, don't ask any questions. And there's ones of us like you, Michael, and me, and a lot of other people, we fucking had enough of that. So you are right. There's a lot of information, and there's a reason for that. It keeps us distracted, and there's a lot of knowledge. But what is missing, like you said, is the experience, but it's also the wisdom. And in my community, I have what I call wisdom nuggets and wisdom wands. And that's the ancient wisdom that I've kind of learned for myself, but kind of packaged for modern humans. And it's just super powerful because that's how the holistic scaffolding works. Yeah, you're chipping away all the time at that programming so you can get to your soul, your spirit, your true self, your intuition, your wise ass motherfucker. I don't care what you call it. It has nothing to do with religion. It's under there and you know it. And when you don't follow what your intuition and your wisdom's telling you, shit goes sideways in your life. It just does.
The first thing, my thing of wisdom, when I tell everyone, you are what you think about. Okay, so this was one of the very first things that switched me. I didn't even know that this has been like 20 years ago, whatever it was. Maybe even longer. No, longer than that. And when someone said that to me, you are what you think. The difference between us and even anyone who's listening is you are what you think about. We have our thinking is different. It's different. Everybody thinks in their own way. But the first thing is you are what you're thinking about, and you're all only a bunch of thoughts and cells. And what you do with those thoughts and cells is either going to keep you in or get you out. And the prison is the mind, ladies and gentlemen. You may go, I'm not in prison, but you're a prison of your mind. You're a prison of your past. And so the whole idea here, ladies and gentlemen, is get you in the present, get you in a neutral place where you can go forwards and not keep going backwards.
Exactly. And here, I'm going to drop a wisdom nugget. It's one of the things I say all the time in the community. It's your choice. You're either going to evolve or repeat. It's your choice. I mean, and there's no judgment. I know there's no judgment with you either, Michael, about where people are in their path. But we're also straight shooters. Like I say, I'm going to give it to you straight with no fucking chaser. I'm going to love on you no matter what, because I see your true soul, your spirit, and all that. But yeah, it's not my job to save you. You got to do that for yourself. So,
and I think this is kind of where, I'm going to tread on a thought. You getting me going here. Religion, people can fall back on their religion and claim the ticket of being saved. And yes, it's like an insurance policy. That's the first insurance policy, ladies and gentlemen, was religion, by the way. Okay. They couldn't get, the Romans couldn't get the people to pay their taxes. So they started the Roman Catholic Church and said, well, if you don't pay, you get to go to hell. Okay. So that's how they got their 10%. All right. So, again, you have to be the one. I've had my discussions with my religious friends who I dearly love. Okay. But to challenge them and that the work is not done. Well, we don't live by works. We live by actions, ladies and gentlemen. Actions speak louder words. That's my little wisdom too.
Absolutely.
So when it's time to act. So Laura, let's say someone comes, Laura, yeah, help me. Okay. Well, how do you start? Because I want to know how you do it. I'm going to tell you mine.
I ask them first, how can you help yourself? What are you going through right now? What is your moment of change? And how can you help yourself out of that? And then I listen. And then I do share with them the framework of holistic scaffolding, because that is the technology that's going to help them shed that bullshit programming and conditioning that they've had. And each individual journey is different. So I'm not there to give them a step-by-step program on how for them to heal. And I know as humanity, we have had enough. There's a lot of internet shysters out there. A lot of people that are self-proclaimed gurus, or they take a 5-hour course and then they're a life coach. And I'm sorry, they're shysters. And they don't have the wisdom, Michael, that you have, that you've lived through, that I've lived through. And so that's kind of, I kind of went off on a tangent, but
no,
that's kind of how, I'm just honest. I want to hear how they are perceiving it.
Yes. So for me, whenever I even talk to anyone, I'm like, okay, now I know you have good qualities. Okay. I don't want to talk about your good qualities. Tell me your worst quality, and that's where we start. Tell me your worst quality. I'm cutting through the BS. I don't want to know that you're a nice person. I already know you're a nice person. I already know you take care of yourself. I want to know your worst quality, and that's where we'll start. Now, if you're not willing to be honest, And when you're ready to tell me that, because I will start from there. And that's how I started. So,
Yeah.
Mike, what's your worst quality? Dude, I'm 350 pounds and I'm not healthy. Okay. That was my worst quality. And when
Right.
I left Ford back in 2007, the word came to me. I said, why do I want to go to California? To change,
Mhm.
to change. And when I got to California, that's when I realized, I was a vegetarian vegan. Also,
Mhm.
I became,
Yeah.
I'm not now,
Mhm.
but again, I respect everybody's,
Oh yeah,
where
me
you,
too.
yeah, you see what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, yeah. Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever works for you. Okay, whatever works for
Exactly.
you to help you get healthy, then
Mhm.
do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and the main thing is have a plan.
Mhm.
Okay, have a plan. We can't help you make your
Mhm.
plan.
Right.
Okay. We can tell
Exactly.
you our plan,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
our plan was, and what we have
Yeah.
to do every single day. We have to
Mhm.
move. Laura and I have to move every day.
Mhm.
Every day
Yes.
we have to move.
Yep.
Whether or not it's walking my dog 10,000
Mhm.
steps or working on my I say I'm not the marathon lady man, but you know what I mean. That's why I just have so much
Mhm.
incredible respect for you on the
Oh,
things.
thank
I only
you.
know one of my best friends. He's a triathlete. And he does those similar
Mhm.
that you do. And I used to always think dude, you're insane. But now
Yeah, it's
you
a
got
it's
one up on
crazy.
him because you do it barefoot. And just
Yeah,
absolutely,
it's definitely crazy.
yes, crazy as a fox.
Uh,
Sometimes, yeah. And let's talk about that word crazy.
mhm.
Okay, because crazy is an interpretation. Now, I worked in the mental health field. I know what schizophrenic and bipolar and psychotic and all that. But part of this whole thing is, and I would say people have called us crazy. I would
Oh, yeah.
probably say, you know what?
Mhm.
Hey, man, you crazy, man. You do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how you do it. You see what I mean? I don't. I said, well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. It's a
Okay.
beautiful thing because
Yeah.
where I am and where I want other people to get is I am living in a place right now, Michael, that the interesting opinions of other people do not affect how I live. That's really deep. And it's taken me a while to get there. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to love on them no matter what. And I know the path that I'm on, it is one of the ways to world peace. Now, I know that's a huge fucking mission, but I see and interact with all the beautiful souls every time I exit my house or people I interact with on the web or whatever. I see their beautiful souls. I also see their programming that they've had. And I try not to judge that. Now, I'm not going to go and say, oh, I don't judge anymore. That's not true. I still am aware, and that's part of the holistic scaffolding. I'm aware that I still am judging. But I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I see it as evaluating. I'm evaluating, again, getting away from, and again, people judge, baby, every
Mhm,
single second of every,
yeah.
don't think people are not judging when they walk in. Okay. Why is that
Yeah.
guy not taking care, keeping his kids in line? You know, wow,
Yeah.
why are you buying that crappy water? I mean, and these are the things there's first of all, there's so many things that you can do for, water,
Mhm,
just your water, changing your water. Don't get away from the fluoride. Don't get in the plastic bottles.
mhm.
Filter your own water. This is just
Yeah.
one thing. Get rid of the sugar addictions. Get
Mhm,
the addictions, because we all have them.
yeah.
So one of my things is fasting. Um,
Mhm.
so I fasted 28 days on water.
Wow.
Yes,
I've
I
never done a long fast like that.
yeah,
I'll
I've
I'll
done.
regularly do like a 3 or 4 day, but wow,
Right.
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I've,
Mhm.
14, I've done the 14. I've even done 5.5 dry fasting. Okay.
Ooh,
But just to let
yeah.
you know, I did a video on this. I did the 28-day fast. I was a vegan vegetarian. And during the course of that, I made a deal with I said, you make it to 28 days and you can go eat anything you want. Okay. And I said, Popeye's chicken.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
I went to do the Popeye's chicken. And what it did was it triggered me back into the old thinking. And I lost 35 pounds. It was March 30th, 2014. By May 25th, I gained the weight back.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It
Wow.
was the hardest lesson
Hmm.
that I've ever learned.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, in sense of my diet and my
Yeah.
commitment. And so the whole
Yeah.
thing for me is, as I teach, is coming off the fast. Coming off the
Right.
fast is the most important thing than
Mhm.
making these deals. Okay.
Mm.
So now,
Yeah.
and so again, it's not failure. Yes, I got an
Mhm.
F on that paper. Okay.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I haven't had one since.
Yeah.
You see,
That's
because
awesome.
I remember that.
You
I will
learned.
never
Yeah.
forget it. Yes, I
Yeah.
did an accomplishment of 28 days, but what happened was, and I
Mm.
tell people, this is what I tell people. It's like sometimes you have to be able to fail to understand who you really are. So you're
Yeah.
looking at failure, it's not as a fail, but as a
Mhm.
lesson that
Absolutely.
you see.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's a lesson. It's a
yeah,
gift.
yes, it's a
Yeah.
gift. And then
Yeah.
that way you don't stop loving yourself. You go,
Mhm.
one of the first things I said, Michael, I still love you, man.
Mhm.
I love
Yeah.
you. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not looking in the mirror, I bet you anybody, you can't look in the mirror and say, I love you
Mhm.
sincerely 100 times. That's another thing I tell people. You want to
Yeah.
change your energy? Well,
Yep.
who else is going to love you? Are you
Exactly.
expecting when you walk out that door,
Mhm.
you're going to get the love? You have to
Mhm.
be your cup. There's
Yes.
a thing
Yep.
here. Your
Mhm.
cup has to
Yes.
run it over. And if your cup's not running over, then you can't really help anybody, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
You got
Yeah.
to have it. It has to be full and flowing out. And so then you can share it. But if it's half
Mhm.
full, you're only
Mhm.
halfway there.
Yeah. Yeah. That all that has to come from within. And until you really understand that and step into that, you are always looking for that external validation. And I have a lot of women in my community that are around my age and they're going through divorces or whatever. And, we've been programmed to think like somebody's supposed to make you happy. And here's another wisdom nugget I drop on people. The moment you give someone the power to make you happy, you give them the power to make you unhappy. Don't give away your power. Stay
I,
within your power.
I
It's
want to
huge. Yeah.
I want to do another one here. Just one second.
It is when your thought, your word, and your action all match with your true self, your soul, your spirit, your gut feeling, intuition, your badass motherfucker, whatever you call it. Now, what happens when you're not in alignment is that human programming and conditioning that we have all had, it does not match up with your true self. It is when
Absolutely. Yeah.
Aligning.
Yes. And alignment is a platform in the holistic scaffolding.
Yes.
Yeah. It's coming
Aligning.
into that alignment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you're
Sooner.
not in alignment, like I said, things go sideways.
What was one of the biggest obstacles that you overcame?
My first answer to that is myself. That's the short and quick answer. Probably the biggest obstacle was reversing the human programming of I was a product of my genes. I delved really deep into Bruce Lipton's work. And I know you're familiar with his work, but we have been so programmed as humans it's in my genes. Everybody in my family's obese. So I was obese. Everybody in my family had type 2 diabetes. Guess what? The programming had convinced myself that I was supposed to have that. So that was hard for me, an obstacle for me to challenge that programming. But I did. I've been med free, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying it to offer hope to people. I've been med free for, I don't know, 8 years. I mean, yeah, I go in every year and have my blood work done, but med free. That's freedom, people. That's freedom.
Yes. Yes.
And I know way earlier in the conversation, Michael, you said that, this journey can be hard. And I see things in a different way. So I'm politely disagreeing, but it's out of love. I think it's much harder, at least it was for me, to be asleep and miserable and sick. I love my life. It's not hard anymore. It's just, I mean, yeah, there's times that are hard, but to look back 20 years, that was a whole lot harder.
Yeah, it was for me. Now, let me add to that. It's easy now for me. Okay, at the start. Okay, so just a quick background here. I was involved in the church for decades. Raised Catholic, kind of became born again. You know,
Mhm.
and so my thing was, I'm leaving. I
Mm,
left. Okay. Now, with that said, that meant I was going to lose a lot of people.
mm,
So that was what I'm talking about is being the hard part of like, I'm going my own way. I and I'm going my own way.
yeah.
Now the whole thing is all this stuff has come back full circle because now I actually have talks to them, now because I don't care.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I am such a better person, and nothing against that. I'm just saying
Mhm.
for me. And so my nickname with a lot of people is he's a maverick. Maverick.
Yes, I can definitely see that.
You see, Mike, he's a
Mike
maverick.
the Maverick. Yes.
Okay, he walks his own path. He
Mhm.
walk and he's a good guy. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
wow, man, I can't even say
Great guy.
anything to you, man. You're always there. You listen.
Yeah.
What do I say? I go, you can't say anything, man. Okay, I stand on my own, and I
Mhm.
decided that that's what I'm going to do. We all have options, but the whole
Mhm.
thing is the decision.
Yeah.
Okay, we all have options. I can go down
Mhm.
this road or I can go down that road,
Mhm.
but I'm going down this road. And so
Mhm.
what people do is they'll instead of like going present down that road, they'll go, wow, I should have gone down, or what if I done? It's too
Mhm.
late. Once you make that decision,
Yeah.
because life is about decisions, although we all have
Mhm.
options,
Yeah, we
it's
do.
great to have options,
And
you know?
it is definitely happening for us, not to us. And that is another huge shift in the soul's healing humanity. I will call folks out straight away. We do not play the blame game. We do not play victimhood. Soon as you are stuck in that victimhood, you're expecting somebody else to save you.
Yes.
And that, looping back to the religion, that's the programming. Now, I've actually coined a term called epi-religion. Epi meaning above, and it's not that I'm better than at all. But I'm at a place in my life that I am in alignment with my true self, which is divine. I have transcended the need to identify with any formal religion. But I'm also fine, and I truly do not judge other people that are, Catholic or Mormon or Muslim, because I see their beautiful soul, but I also know they are living as they have been programmed. They are. And this is my opinion right now, and it could change, but I do believe that religions have divided humanity.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if you, and again, I don't want to get into a history lesson, but I could go on and on, because while all my friends and you all were raising your children and buying your house and doing whatever it is, I was on the ground like a mouse smelling my way to my freedom. I put the work in. I put work in that I know other people just don't do, just like with Laura. Okay. You know, we've been fortunate enough and that, okay, that we were able to do that. So, you know, we were able to do that. Most people can't. They've already been, they're so, you know, they got the children, they've got the house, they've got the mortgage, they've got the credit card debt, they've got, not to say that, you know, debt, you know, we all have issues with the money and everything. We're blessed. But, you know, those, and I don't want to call them distractions because they're not. That's just part
of the programming.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just part of it.
It is. And
yes.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and just one quick thing. I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't going to have kids, that I was going to spend my whole life on the spiritual path, that I knew it, that this was my path. This is Laura's path.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm devoting, and now we can devote to healing humanity.
Yes, I'm here to serve. I mean,
Yes.
I embody that, and I live authentically me. Like, you meet me out at the gym, on the street, out running barefoot, or on I'm the same fucking person. And being authentic and transparent, that is exactly what humanity needs right now, because we live in this era of like, it's a fucking facade. I always say Facebook is a great mortician because I used to live that way. I mean, I had the killer career and married for 32 years, and you know, the kid and the education and I had it all. But you peeled back that facade and I was miserable. I was living exactly as I was been programmed, but I was so miserable. And that is so true for so many humans right now. You've done what you've been told, and you're having those moments of change. And we keep coming back to that. You're either going to do two things with those moments of change. They're going to be a great fucking impetus for you. And you're going to go, what? You're going to draw your line in the sand. I'm not fucking living like this anymore. I'm going to do what it takes. Or you're going to sweep it under the rug and keep going. Evolve or repeat. It's your choice. It's your choice. And I'm here, just like you are, to serve other people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just, I love Laura's colorful language. She speaks of so much. You know, the thing is I don't want to say the feminine, but the feminine love, it just comes out different when you say it than when I do. Okay.
It's true.
We had a laugh about that, ladies and gentlemen, before. And so I did a couple of things, said a couple of things that she said. And I go, now see how mine comes out? It just doesn't come, you know, it comes a little too like, right. I just, you know, my energy, you know, I always say I can either be the gorilla in the room or I can be the mouse now.
Yeah.
So I'm able to, you know, understand what my energy is, what, you know, that I have to be very careful with me on how I walk into a room and, you know what I mean? And even if
you can change it. You can change it.
Yes.
In a second.
Yes. So years ago when I was working on this, you know, and this is when I was even bigger. And so I practiced everywhere I went, you know, I still do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't want, you know, you see how I'm like, just like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. You have a
You know?
beautiful smile.
Yeah. And that is my, I
Yeah.
tell you what happened to me too. And I'm being, with people, I had problems with my teeth. And I lost my smile because I was like this. And then I got my dentures, baby. I don't care. You can take care of
They're
your teeth.
beautiful.
Yes. He asked me, how bright do you want your teeth? I said, like headlight, because I couldn't smile for so long. I couldn't smile for so long. I'm going to do it also, ladies, and I'm going to be doing a thing on dentures because so many people out there, your teeth are, it can ruin your life if you don't take care of your teeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I talk to people like, my smile, my teeth are messed up. I'll go, then please don't go years and years like I did
Yeah.
before you had to let it go. Because
Yeah.
when you can't smile,
Oh,
you're going to be frowning,
right.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And so, again, that was just one of those little rules that I had
Mhm.
for myself, was to always know. Now, see, Laura could walk in, get everybody deep now. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I live out loud. I just
I know
do.
you do.
Yeah. If your viewers are like poke around on my TikTok, definitely find the ones where I Zumba, because nobody Zumbas like me. I mean, yeah, I have been known to scare people. It's
I
okay.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't scare me. I'd go, oh, I want to know this lady. See, what do you have? Is there something that I could learn?
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean?
no, it's all good.
Yeah.
I love all the Zumba ladies, but it is funny because there has been, we were talking about the crazy term. Yeah, I mean, there's been like, that lady's crazy. She's on drugs. It's like, no, I'm gonna love on you, but I'm crazy, but I'm not on drugs. So
My line is, I may not know karate, but I know crazy. James Brown.
oh, that's great. Ah,
I,
this
I
is
want to I want
fun.
to do I want to do another one of TikTok. Hold on, just a second. I always have to come on. There's the one I wanted to do. Wow. Here we go.
I'm going to continue to put myself first, but I'm also going to continue to show up for this community. It is my passion. It is my mission. And I am open. There are people out there that are very wise, very smart, super intelligent, different thinkers like me. Yeah, fuckers. I don't wear shoes. I'm a motherfucking disruptor. And there's other ones of us out there. And you've got some brilliance that we need to help grow this community in a unconventional, non-gatekeeping, non-clickbait way. Yes, I'm willing to invest the money in something different to help get the message and the help to people that need it.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
this is the one thing I'll lead in. It's, as you know, we both run TikTok. I'm on YouTube. And it just seems that they don't like you. They don't like me. You're only getting so many views. When you see the most ridiculous TikTok that gets 2 million views, it's like they don't want that. I think that is the pushback, and I know we're overcoming that, but it is, it there is a pushback when I call it, everything's going clockwise and we're going counterclockwise.
Mhm.
We're changing it. We're
Yeah.
changing this polarity, or you want to say programming, however it is. Everyone has their own words on with it, and so we're not stopping. So I'm just letting everybody know.
Oh,
We both made,
absolutely.
yeah, we both made
Yeah.
that decision. We're
Yeah.
not
And
stopping.
it's huge because I know there's other people out there like you, Michael, like your audience, we've had enough of the gatekeeping of information, the clickbait, you spend all these monies on ads and you've got a lot of shysters out there. We've had enough of that. And yes, the growth of Souls Healing Humanity has been slower because I refuse to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to gatekeep information, to trick people into buying something. I'm not doing that. The holistic scaffolding is free. And yes, there are things that people can buy. I'm not the type of, ooh, buy this today. Oh, but wait, there's more. I'm going to throw in a set of Ginsu knives. I mean, fuck it. I'm not doing that. It's not true. It's not in alignment with who I am. And I'm not fucking doing it. And I'm also, because I've also heard this, it's like, you can't say the word fuck. Fuck you. I can say whatever I want to say. So, and I may not say it 3 years from now, but right now, that's the word I like. It's my favorite word. And if I lose people, they're like, oh, you're not going to grow your audience. If it offends people that I'm saying fuck, they're not part of my tribe. And that's okay. I'm going to love out of the name anyway. But there's a lot of people out there that are like, they've had enough of the fake shit. They've had enough of the gatekeeping. They've had enough of the manipulation, and they're ready for something different. And
Yeah.
that's what we're offering is something different. Like you said, it's counterclockwise. So
Right. And sometimes people just have to be awakened. In a sense, and I've watched pretty much every one of your TikToks. So, and I'm very aware of the language. And we talked about it. And I just said, I said, she's much more effective at it. And I just think that it comes from, a feminine energy different than the masculine
Right.
energy. Now, just to let you know, I do a lot of that in my head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
I
like,
get it.
yo, man, F to do. Let's go. What gets, sometimes it's what gets you out of the morning. So language is language. Okay. Language is language. And for, so you've got both sides, which is great. Okay. And that's
Thank
part
you.
of understanding who you are, where you're at. Okay. It might be that one day I'm going to be cursing like her.
You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know what's coming, but
Right.
I'm like, I'm not right now. What's true to myself, I'm going to stay that way. And it's okay. So to me, it's like, who cares if I don't, I'm just not going to do that. So
Yeah. Well, with the time we have left, I really want to get to your travels here, especially where you've been now. But then you've got to tell me where you're going. Okay, that's
oh gosh.
okay. So now I want you to take some time and just tell me what it was like where you've been, because you live in Arizona. She lives in Arizona.
Well, and I have like a home base in Arizona,
Right.
but about 4, maybe 5 years ago, I got rid of my house and I got rid of a lot of my stuff. And now I have very little stuff. I'm actually going to be selling my car. And I trust the universe to take me where I need to go. And I know that is really out there, but it's been interesting. Because I've been sent to Salt Lake City, I've been sent to Boise, Idaho, I've been sent to Puerto Penasco, Mexico, Prescott Valley, and right now for the past 6 months I've been in St. George, Utah. So it's just been interesting. And the next place that the universe is telling me you're going is Quito, Ecuador. So I surrender and let go. Yeah. And it's interesting because a lot of times I don't know why I'm going,
Yeah.
but I'm there. And then I kind of, I get clues. It's like, oh, okay. This is interesting. This is why I've been meant to be here.
So as you close in where you're at now, you said St. George?
St. George,
Okay, St. George,
St.
Utah.
George,
Okay.
Utah. Sorry.
Okay,
Yes.
so So the question is, as this is coming to a close, why did you what was it that you realized why you went there?
It's two things, and I did a longer video I have not posted yet, but I will be posting about trust. Two main things. One, this was the perfect place for my dear Stella, who was my best furry friend for 15 years. It was the perfect place for her to transition. That's
Oh,
the first
okay.
personal thing.
Okay.
But the other thing is that St. George has a huge Mormon population. So does Salt Lake City. So does
Right.
Boise. So the universe has put me here to just be here. And that's my mission in for Souls Healing Humanity is you are already living on purpose, just being you. And I know that's different than most self-help programs out there because most self-help programs are like, oh, we'll help you discover so you can live on purpose. Just find out what your purpose is. You're already living on purpose, just being you. And that's a much deeper discussion. But just showing up and just being me and loving on the humans, especially a lot of Mormon women that I'm sorry, they really are being oppressed. I don't know another word to put other than that. They're really programmed, they're really quiet, they're really oppressed. And just my energy and my love, not saying anything, just being, it has made a difference in some people's lives. And that's what it's all about. I'm here to serve. Yeah.
That I would say, boy, that's a tough crowd. If I was doing stand up, I'm like, this is a tough crowd.
Yeah.
What was there one person in particular that you said, this is why I came here? You don't have to say name or anything like that, just any kind of experience.
There have been a couple, yes, that they shared some things in their life and they have been raised Mormon and they're like just spending time with you and watching some of the TikToks and YouTube and stuff I've had out there. They're like, I'm starting to question how I'm bringing up my kids. And I'm like, so I just hold space for that. I'm not judging it, but I'm
Right.
holding space for it because that's, I talk about the world peace thing. That's it. When we choose to shed that bullshit programming and conditioning, that true love, true self, true spirit, whatever you call it, that's where the world peace lives. But it has to come from within first. So
Right.
yeah, meeting some of those people and just, like I said, I'm not preaching. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. I'm living my mission.
Right.
I'm living it.
Yes, I'm living my mission. I'm willing to tell you about it. I'm willing to, question.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
See, it's
Yeah.
the question. And for
Yeah.
most people, I tell you, you talk to me or you talk to Laura, and you will question.
Mm. Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, we haven't done our mission.
Yeah.
That's really what it is to always continue to evolve. It never ends.
Mm-mm.
Even when you
It's a
get out
beautiful
of the
journey.
skin, it never ends.
Yes.
I always say, okay, everybody leaves sooner or later.
Mhm.
Get rid of your crap before. Free yourself. Free
Yes.
yourself.
Yeah.
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 Laura, it's
Yeah.
been fantastic.
Oh,
The
thank
hours
you.
just flown
Oh,
by.
I know, crazy. So
It's completely flown by. I'm really looking forward to you going to Ecuador. I'm definitely
yes,
interested. And take some pictures, however, do some TikToks and we'll
I
put them
will.
on and we'll have a blast.
Yeah.
Just
And as a little teaser, I am going to be doing Fed Up Not Fucked Up, my own podcast.
oh
So
yeah.
hopefully in June. So I'm going to actually reach out and have you be one of the guests. So
Sure.
I'm not always going to have guests. I'm just going to start
Right.
just
Yeah.
I'm going to figure it out. But the universe is saying you need to do a podcast. I'm like, okay.
Well, this was okay. I just, again, we talked about this. I just started back up literally on April Fool's Day.
Mhm.
So I'm back in the momentum there. And I said, well, who's my first guest? It's got to be Laura Foster of Souls Healing Humanity. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Much
Laura.
love.
It's been great. Stay on there for just 1 second.
Okay. Yep.
Let me. So the whole thing here with this, ladies and gentlemen, is to challenge you. I do P90X, and one of the things is called the challenge. And no matter what, whether or not we moved you, it's not for us to do that. It's for you to decide, does this move you? For us, we're moving on anyway. So we leave it, we put it out there as a gift. Ladies and gentlemen, when you say, I'm the gift, you just put it out there and then you just walk on. Okay. You don't go expectations or not. You're too busy giving to think on whether or not you should get something back. Thank you again, Laura, for being here. This is a new one for me. I want to do this. I want to bring on people who challenge life, and that's what I'm about. This is going to be a different year. That's clear. So I'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much.